is wrapped bitcoins from all transactions generated. And another 1% is added to the pool in order to increase the liquidity pool over time. And 2% is used to advertising in order to expand the project. So in total, there is a 4% tax that won't be increased. So this is mainly the tokenomics, this tax, and the distribution of a vesting period that it guarantees that more supply won't be added to the market until new all-time highs are reached.
Okay, so when you have a new all-time high that's reached, you're going to add more tokens to the circulating supply?
Yeah, it's not necessary we do that. It's not automatic. We now initially we prefer to grow in market cap in order to increase the project value. So first we want the token to jump much more. So we won't add more, and we won't sell these tokens in order to purchase more mining power unless the project increases in its value. It's a restriction. What I want to say is that that the new supply only can be added if we are in all-time highs, but not before. But if we are in all-time highs, it doesn't mean that we will sell these tokens. Apart from that, there is a vesting period of 10 years. So this is a restriction, not an obligation to do that. Okay. In order to guarantee the value of the token.
Okay. And what is the current market cap for the token now?
Now it's around 5 million. 5 million. This is the total. Yeah. With the circulating supply, it's only around $5,000. Yeah.
Okay.
No, sorry. $500,000. Sorry.
Okay. I was like 5,000. Yeah, I was gonna have a few questions about that. Now, what was the previous all-time high?
The previous was around 5 cents of dollars. 5 cents.
Okay.
Yes, now it's, well, I don't know exactly now, but
okay, that's fine. And now with this project, did you all have a pre-sale and a private sale with that?
Only it was a public sale, the Pink Sale one. In Pink Sale, in the Pink Sale platform, we had the ICO, and it's the only circulating supply there is currently in the token.
Okay.
We reserve one part for exchange, etc., but there has not been any private sale at the moment.
Okay. All right. I see a hand raised from Ed $. I'm going to allow Ed to ask his question. Let me see. Ed, go ahead. You are allowed to speak. Unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah.
Ed, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Ed $.
Okay. Thank you. My question is, marketing is always seen as a big problem in every project. So, what plan do you have, like your marketing strategy, to make Edac become more and more popular? And do you have enough marketing funds? And if you do, how do you plan to utilize those funds for the benefits of your project and for the happiness of the community?
Well, for sure, marketing is the key of our crypto project. So apart from doing regular AMAs, we display ads in several web platforms. We have plans to make guerrilla marketing in some several strategies that we cannot unveil because it depends on the context. And the president, the founder, has contacts in the football world. He is a representative of team players in Spain. So we may sponsor some teams, and apart we make periodic press release. Now we want to make one in Cointelegraph, etc. And but we are convinced that the best way to guarantee to attract the investor community is to present or to show uptrend in your chart, or to have a chart that looks great. So we are convinced that showing how this constant demand works and demonstrating this capacity to buy back tokens, reducing supply, etc. This can show how this project is very serious and how constantly we can achieve new all-time highs often. So for us, the main focus is in achieving all-time highs, regularly. So we are focusing in that, in showing how this process of buying back tokens and burning them works. And we are focusing especially in this and in the transparency of our operations. You can check in our website edac.io the current hash rate power that we are using, the transactions we make in order to buy back tokens, because everything is in the blockchain. It's not like there are some platforms that they say they make cloud mining or something like that, but here we show, and it's fully transparent. Everything happens in the blockchain. So we showing this credibility, this how this project is very serious for us is the most important thing. And over time, we will investors will be able to check all this.
Okay, awesome. Now I'm going to go ahead and unmute King Solomon. King Solomon, you are allowed to speak. Mute yourself and you can ask your question. King Solomon, you can go ahead and ask your question. Just unmute yourself.
Okay, good day, sir. How are you doing?
We're doing fine. Thanks for asking.
I probably have questions.
Yeah.
So first of all, the question I have is regarding your project. The thing is, you know that lots of projects these days, they grow, they tend to come out, they grow to expand. But at the present rate, looking at the present market right now, we can see that the market of the crypto space is not of its best shape. So can you explain to we the members or holders of this community why we should invest in Edac project and how we can contribute to its long-term development? That's the first question.
Mm-hmm. The first part of the question maybe I have not understood, but if you can answer again, if I don't answer, you can have you can repeat if you want the question. If I don't answer it properly. So, and for the what we can say at this moment is that the project, the Edac tokens, are backed by real assets. It's like we had an ICO that 60% was used to add liquidity, and the 40% was used to buy back mining capacity. This means rigs in Ethereum, for mining Ethereum. So it's like these tokens are backed by real assets. So at this moment, it's like it's more secure to invest now at this moment, and because the project is backed by real assets. Apart, and we want to build a brand which is associated with the defense of proof of work technology, independently of the blockchain we mine. Now we are mining Ethereum, but because we estimate it's more profitable at this moment, but we could mine Bitcoin as well. For instance, we defend this technology, the proof of work. So because it's what guarantees more decentralization, and so we are supporters of this technology, and we want to associate Edac as a brand which defends this technology. So we are blockchain agnostics. We can defend Bitcoin, Ethereum, but we are supporters of any of them. So if we gain value for this brand, and the project can have value much higher than what is baked by the real assets. And apart, there will be a constant demand. And so the project viability and sustainability is well assured. It will continue its operations because it doesn't need to have FOMO or so in order to subsist. It by itself it can subsist. If we grow, it's better because it can achieve higher values. But at least by constantly being in the space, we can get things to happen. Because if it's guaranteed that we will be here for 4 years or at least or 10 years, only by working and being there every day, it's more likely that we can grow exponentially in the future. So we believe now we are in a good moment to be inside this community, because we have not exploded still. Still, we have not exploded. So, and
Okay, that's very nice. That's very nice. But you mentioned something that caught my attention. You said you are planning, that the project is planning on mining BTC.
it could. Now we are only mining Ethereum, but in another moment, if, for instance, if someday Ethereum stops its operations in proof of work, that they are always delaying, of course. So someday it may happen, I guess. But so if we are not in Ethereum or another cryptocurrencies, we would be mining Bitcoins. So we have not to be maximalist of one cryptocurrency against other. But at the moment, we are not mining Bitcoins because we believe that it's not so profitable at this moment.
Okay, awesome. Guys, since we have so many hands raised, I'd ask you to ask one question. And then once we get through all the hands raised, you can raise your hand if you have another question or something like that, just so that everyone would have an opportunity to at least ask one question. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and unmute Pancake Bunny. Pancake Bunny, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine. You can go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, so like you're a mining company, so I would like to ask what are the other companies you have been like partnered with?
Edac is a foundation that coordinates, that is in charge of guaranteeing the stability of the Edac token, and it coordinates several service providers. That these service providers are mining companies. We are now currently working in only one mining company, but if we were to grow a lot, we would have contracts with another mining companies. Currently, the mining activity is being produced in Spain, and we are making this activity there. But if needed, we could have contract with another mining companies.
Awesome. Okay, Kyle. Kyle's next. You can unmute yourself, Kyle, and go ahead and ask your question. Kyle, you'll have to unmute yourself, and you'll be allowed to speak so that you can ask your question, Kyle. I'll give you a few moments. All right, I'll move on. We have Francis Nani. Francis Nani, you are allowed to speak. Francis, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. I'll give you a few moments. Francis Nani.
Okay. Yeah, it's been amazing in this AMA, and I appreciate you guys for letting us know about Edac through Rock Free House. And yeah, I can see you guys are up to 11 in your team, and I love that. I'm gonna trust this project at least for that. But right now I'm thinking about long term right now. So what are we looking at in the next probably say 2 to 3 years? Because actually not everyone trade tokens on a daily basis. Some people are actually invest in tokens for a couple of years, just like I do. Okay, so what are we gonna expect in a couple of years, say 2 to 3 years?
I have had some problems to understand well the questions. Could and maybe you some.
Should I repeat it for you?
I hear a lot of noise that it makes it difficult for me to understand, but
yeah, there's a lot of background noise that you have, Francis. There's a lot of background noise, and it makes it hard for us to understand your question.
Maybe you can summarize something of.
Okay. What I actually asked before was I'm thinking about long term right now. So what are we gonna expect in the next couple of years? Say 1 to 2 years, or 3 years or above for long term holders. What are we gonna expect?
Years or days? Not years. You have said. Have you said days or years? years, 1 or 3, 2 or 3
years. Yeah.
Yeah. And well, it's very difficult to guess now about what's gonna happen in 3 years. But we believe that a project that is during 3 years that demonstrates that is there and continue operating and growing, it's a lot. When a small project can demonstrate that it can continue grow its activity growing, etc. It's very difficult to guess where could it be. You cannot say a number or its price in anything, but at least we could say that after compounding these weekly rewards we collect, this constant demand, and we are pretty sure that new all-time highs will be reached often. We are pretty sure we can achieve this. So at least I can foresee a steady growth in the price of the chart, but we will try that it can have moments of it can rocket much more. So, but I cannot guess, of course, what can happen.
Awesome. Guys, just to let you know, if you leave and come back to try to be the top person, you will lose your spot in order. So just keep your hand raised, and I'm going in order. Just to let you know that. At this time, we'll have Lovable go ahead and speak. You can ask your question. Unmute yourself, Lovable. And you can ask your question, Lovable. Go ahead. I'll give you a few moments. Lovable, go ahead. You can unmute yourself and ask your question. Otherwise, we'd have to move on. Okay,
so thank you for the opportunity to ask. Okay, I have a quick question for the team. I was looking at the distribution of the reward utility, whereby those who have up to 100,000 Edac are rewarded with 1% of the total trading volume. So I want to ask if this is automatic in the contract or it is a manual reward. Then, if it is a manual reward, I want to know how they are being distributed. Are they going to be distributed according to how many you hold, or each person holding more than 100,000 is going to be given the same amount of tokens from the 1% trading volume?
This is automatically redistributed by the smart contract, so you don't have to claim it manually. And the quantity, of course, depends on the volume, trading volume. The 1% is redistributed to those that hold more than 100,000 Edacs, and it excludes the distribution to those wallets that are locked wallets for the project, etc. So it's redistributed only to the circulating supply. So there are less holders than receive these Bitcoin redistributions. And there are days that the trading volumes are very high, that it gives a very nice return at the moment, because circulating supply, because we exclude some big wallets from the project, like this 50% that is going to be used to get more mining power in the future during 10 years. As we exclude this kind of wallets, there are less people that receive this Bitcoin redistribution. So it generates an extra yield that it's not a fixed yield. It depends totally on the trading volume, but it's very attractive at this moment.
Awesome. Just a reminder, guys, if you leave and come back to get on the top, you'll lose your spot because I go from the bottom to the top, right? So, for example, Trust Lisa, you were next, but then you left and came back. But I'll go ahead and allow you to speak, but just keep that in mind, guys. Trust Lisa, you can go ahead and ask your question. Unmute yourself.
Thank you for the opportunity to give it to me. It is Telegram that is dropping me before. So that is why you see me dropping like that.
Oh, okay. I understand. Go ahead.
Okay. I want to ask because I can hear the developer mention all-time higher very constantly. I just want to ask, is he focusing on the new all-time high or is focusing on the log run of this project? Because these days I'm most concerned about the log run of a project because that will make the investor, that what will attract us. If we see the team being with us and they are working towards the log run of the project, not just a short-term project, because I believe this cryptocurrency is not just about pump and dump, it's an investment. So it will attract investors who are ready to invest their money and they are ready to build the project. So I want to ask, is he focusing on the short term just to make a new all-time high, or is focusing on the long run of the project?
And if I don't answer properly, you repeat the question, okay? A short-term investor, for instance, yesterday we had yesterday was our first day of buyback and burning of tokens, and it was a nice day because the price of the token jumped up to 70%. It was a high jump, and so we believe that we will have some other nice days, we can say, and so because a speculator could try to guess the days it could rise more because we made the buyback, can anticipate something like this, but we say that our main goal is to be attractive for long-term investors that want to buy the dips if there are dips, and in order they are confident that we will reach a new all-time high sooner or later, but we will come back to them. This after buying back week after week. So we focus more in this kind of investors, but there can be some days that we can have a nice increase in price. Speculators could also try to take advantage of this.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, at this time, we will unmute Best Wishes. Best Wishes, you are allowed to speak. Go ahead and mute yourself, and you can ask your question. Let's see, Best Wishes. Trying to get you unmuted now. There you were unmuted. There you go, Best Wishes. It keeps remuting you for some reason. Trying to get to Best Wishes. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Best Wishes. something's wrong with the Telegram, looks like, with best wishes. Last Compachi, go ahead and unmute yourself, Last Compachi, and ask your question. And when I see best wishes, she'll be next, or he'll be next. Go ahead, Last Compachi. You can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Higher for the chance. All right. What was in my mind was the token launched at about at 60% liquidity, right? That is what you injected when you launched. And right now it is the liquidity percentage is pretty low. It is about 1 to 25. And from what I can see in the Telegram, recently you have also done a buyback and burn. So liquidity added in the ad feature as well. Still liquidity is pretty low, and since you're doing reward plus and all that, it will just continue to be getting lower and lower in the future. So what are the plans for the manual burning? Because the current burning is, I think, automatic. So plans for manual burning, as well as what are the plans you have for adding liquidity in near future? Thank you.
Okay, if I don't answer, you can ask again, okay? Because sometimes I'm not hearing well, so I'm sorry if I don't. And for instance, yesterday we had a buyback as we are mining in Ethereum. We have to say that we wanted to be in Ethereum by coherence. We should defend our project is more should defend the Ethereum network. So we wanted to be in Ethereum. Finally, we because we were in the crypto land, Madrid, where a lot of small investors asked us to be in another network in order to reduce the gas fees for transactions. And as our priority now is to grow our community in number of investors, we conclude that the best way was to be in Binance Smart Chain, at least initially, because it's more democratic in the sense that more people are allowed to participate. It doesn't matter if they are rich or not. So we now we are in Binance Smart Chain. So we as we are mining in Ethereum, what we collect from the rewards are bridged to Binance Smart Chain, and then we buy them. And you can check these transactions in the blockchain. There is nothing to hide. But in the future, of course, we want to be we want to add liquidity in the Ethereum network. So we will add liquidity burning the tokens here in Binance Smart Chain, some tokens that we have identified in the wallets that we are going to burn and add liquidity in Ethereum. And then, apart from adding liquidity, we will buy back the Edac tokens in the Ethereum network. So we will directly, automatically, we will buy back them in the same network where we are mining. But apart, we can guarantee the price will be the same because it's a question of arbitration, and always there are resources to guarantee the same price in every network blockchain where we are. So yes, we are going to have maybe within 3 weeks or 4, we have planned to be in Ethereum and add liquidity there.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for that. Sarah Nelson, yourself, Sarah, you are allowed to speak and ask your question. Sarah Nelson. Okay, Sarah, I'll give you a few moments to unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you now. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. I want to ask, please, what plans or strategy have you put in place to ensure that your token does not suffer from inflation, that the token does not decrease in price value, but the coin price remains stable? What plans have you put in place to ensure that?
Okay. And yes, our priority is to make the Edac token a hyperdeflationary token. And this hyperdeflation, it's not caused only by redistribution on burning from this, but thanks to this constant mining activity that will generate this demand, this weekly demand of the token, and this demand, these buybacks of Edac tokens coming from the Ethereum rewards will be used to buy Edac tokens, then they will be burned, so they are burned forever. So with these operations, you guarantee that the total supply will be forever decreasing. The max supply is 170 million, so it's going to decrease over time. So this guarantees the token will be hyperdeflationary in this sense.
Okay. I got that. Thank you.
Thank you to you.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thank you.
You're welcome. Welcome. You always have great questions. Thank you so much. At this time, I'm going to try with Best Wishes again. Best Wishes, can you unmute yourself so you can ask your question now? Best Wishes.
Okay. In every crypto project, safety is the first thing the investors look at. Like, it is the major priority. So can you assure the investors that this project is safe enough? And please, can you share some more information about the team?
Yes. The first part of the question, can you repeat the first? The team and the first? Could you repeat?
Okay, I said safety is the major priority. Like, when investors wants to invest on a project, they first look if the project is safe enough. So my question is, how safe is this project? Is it safe enough? And how is it safe?
Okay, it's well, we can guarantee first of all that it's a doxed team. You can check in our website edac.io. There are the profiles of all the team, the LinkedIn's profiles, etc. Apart, it's made by the KIC. It's a diligent KIC made by the same Presale, and they would have been audited. Now the contract is a standard contract, but it's audited by audit rate, and we want it. For us, it's not priority now because it's a standard contract, but we want to be audited by other firms like Certic, etc. In the future, of course. And so for us, it's important, but we have, as we use standard contracts that we cannot modify except some parameters like taxes, but we won't increase tax. We could, for instance, increase taxes from 4% to total tax to 25%, but we won't do that. It's established in the white paper. We are fully doxed, a fully doxed team, so we won't do that. And we believe that we can offer a lot of guarantees in this sense. And the team, you can check that there are, most of them are they have experience as entrepreneurs. They are the founder has restaurants, a chain of restaurants, football clubs in Spain. It's a manager of he's a serial entrepreneur since he was young, so he knows how to organize teams and how to innovate. But you can check in the website for more information if you want, for more details of the team.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You.
Good luck.
Thank you very much for that. We'll have our final question from Kyle. We're about to wrap things up here. Kyle, you can go ahead and ask your question. You can unmute yourself and ask your question. Kyle, are you there? You can unmute yourself and ask your question. All right, looks like Kyle's having some kind of... Kyle, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. So my question is, what's your team's strongest advantage that you think will make your team lead in the market? And do you have any plans for expansion?
In what market?
What's your team's strongest advantage that you think will make your team lead in the market?
Have you new markets, or what has you asked? It's very difficult for me now to understand. What kind of market have you said? New markets in general.
As in the crypto space, what's your team's strongest advantage that you think will make your team lead in the crypto space? And do you have any plans for expansion?
Well, yes, of course. We have to expand with strategies of deploying to be in new exchanges. Of course, we are talking with other mining companies in other countries. If we have to grow our mining power, and we want to have new communities, but we have to control first. For instance, a lot of requests. We have a lot of requests asking to open a Chinese community, Indonesia, etc. The problem is that if we don't know the language, it's very difficult to guarantee the safety. No, it's very important to be in the most markets we can, but we must guarantee first of all the security of the project, and so step by step. But yes, we want to be in many events in the crypto world. For instance, in Dubai, some conventions. We have been in Crypto Land. Now we will be in Andorra. We may be in the end of this month in Dubai, but still is not confirmed, in order to make new contacts, and which would allow us to expand our activities. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. We'll go ahead and wrap this up. Before we go, Philo Crypto, I want you to have the last word, to have the opportunity to address the community and let them know why they should invest in your project.
Thank you very much. Your community is awesome. It's a very big community, and they are very well-informed investors. So we don't want to recommend any kind of investment, but we can say that we are a long-term project that will fight forever. In this, the founder is in the crypto space in order to make a big thing in the future. It's not only for making money. No, it's because he believes in He wants to demonstrate how in his country, etc., how he can achieve long-term goals to make projects big. He's more like because he's a passionate of cryptos, so he wants to show that he can achieve big goals in the future. So we want to help the community to know about this project, and we are sure we won't upset those who trust in Edac. So thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have been here.
Once again, thank you for being here. We appreciate that. Guys, if you have any further questions, head over to their Telegram group. You can ask your questions there. Make sure you take a look at the white paper, read, take a look at the website and everything like that, and do your research on it. We appreciate you for being here, letting us know about your project, and that will conclude this wonderful AMA with Edac. Thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you very much. See you.